I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? Okay, we are live. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Periscope. We're live on my website, yayadiamond.com, as well as dcradiopodcast.com. We're live on Medium. We're live everywhere. What's up, group members in Facebook and LinkedIn and a line? And I mean, I don't remember much all the places that we're alive, but we are alive. And I'm so excited because we have a guest on the show for you today. Someone that's just making progress and moving forward and is on Amazon. And we want to highlight them. So I want to welcome him to the show. Thank you so much for being here, Christopher. Right?
You. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much. You're so wonderful. Like I said, I've been watching your Instagram and your YouTube channels, and you are just awesome. So I appreciate you being one of the awesome people that you have on the show. I really do. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. And you're one of the awesome people as well.
Thank you. This was the book I put out was 2 years worth of work, and everything I do. I try so hard and I put so much into it from where I came from. So to be on your show is just the pinnacle of that, because really you're awesome. And I really appreciate the time. And that, like I said, I put a lot of effort into everything I do, and I appreciate the support. So if anything, you give me a chance to thank all the people that have helped me through this. Like my baby girl who helped me through that, and she believed in me. Even today, she said, have a good interview. I believe in you. You're so good. And I go, honey, you're better. So that's what I always say. And my mom and my 2 kids. I actually was bringing my 2 children today to Suffolk Community College because they're registered for college and they start in the fall, both my girls. And I'm so proud of them for everything that we've been through over the past few years to come so far. So actually right behind me is my daughter's high school diploma that she just got, my younger daughter. So that's what, and I appreciate so much. You work so hard for it, and we appreciate hard work so much. And I just really thank you because, like I said, the book is Hero that I put on Amazon about 2 weeks ago. I'm so proud of it because it was 2 years worth of work. I got my degree in 97 in English. I'm like, I've never done anything with it. I've always done customer service jobs and other jobs, retail jobs, but I've never actually written. So to write the book and spend so much time was really hard labor. And it was something I really wanted to do to show that I could do it and to put it up there. And as I told you my story 3 years ago, I was homeless. I was living in a shelter with my 2 girls. We lost our car. We lost our Thank you. There's the book right there. We lost our car. We lost our dog passed 3 weeks before we actually moved in the shelter. And I lost my job. My bank account was negative. And we were walking through Manhattan. And the reason why I don't mind telling this story to anybody in the world is I actually repeat what I said to you when I was on the train from Manhattan to Long Island. And when I hung up the phone after saying everything that went through the events of the day, that I realized I was the only one talking and the rest of the train was quiet. So everybody was hearing my conversation from the day about us walking and getting through and everything like that. So I just appreciate it. And the book in itself is really, really, I think it's a fun book. And it's a very simple story. I wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel. I wasn't trying to do anything complicated because I don't think complicated. And I thought to myself, I said, what if a guy from Africa, all of a sudden in medieval times back then, the 17th, 16th century, got stuck in medieval times? I said, I don't think I know a story like that. And I think that story would be interesting. And then I said, well, what if he was there, an African princess was visiting about a trade route between Spain or Italy, and she gets kidnapped, and he would be the one to save her. And I well, this is a guy that is he really a hero, or is he just saving a princess because it's the right thing to do? And that's where the title came about. And like I said, it's a simple story. It's a guy that enjoys it and thrilled to do it and to work on it. And like I said, it's a nice, fun, interesting story about a guy that wants a hero, because I'm seeing all these superhero movies come out and they're all so depressing. They're all so depressing. None of them want to be a hero. None of them, they're like some traumatic experience happened to them, that they were sad and depressed and didn't want to save everybody or had to save everybody. And I want somebody that said, you know what? I want to save a princess.
Right.
And that's why I wrote the book. Like I said.
Wow. I love movies. I love books. I just got my latest book that I'm getting ready to read now. I like business books, but I also like fantasy books. So this book here, you wrote it because you saw the need and the void that needed to be filled for something.
Right.
I mean, tell me about, when did you discover that you were going to write the book because of this need?
Well, see, I was thinking of different stories, and like I said, I was watching all these movies with superheroes, and they were all, to me, put it in a negative light. And when I was growing up with the Batman and the Supermans and the Super Friends, the cartoons, and everything like that, and the He-Man, they were heroes. They didn't say they were heroes. They didn't jump up and down the heroes. They just did the right thing, and it was their job. And a lot of them enjoyed being a hero. So somewhere along the line, when they were making movies, maybe they ran out of ideas. Maybe they were trying a different perspective. Somewhere along the line, fun got taken out of the equation. And I'm like, they're not fun anymore.
Yeah.
They're all like carrying a burden, feeling bad, going through misery, going through depression, which is fine. Okay, fine. They're not bad stories. I'm like, what happened to stories that were fun? That people liked, that you wanted to be a superhero, that you wanted to wear the superhero suit and go save people. So that was my first idea. I said, I need a superhero story where there's somebody that enjoyed it. And I said, well, there's so much technology today that I wanted to get away from technology. So I said I had to set it back in the past. I didn't know how far back in the past it was. And then I said, I need a hook. I need something that's not been done before. But I don't want to reinvent the wheel, because I want it to be fun. I like that saving princesses and defeating the evil king and all that stuff. So I said, what hasn't been done? Let me look and see what I don't know that's been done. Because probably you get an idea 10 other people haven't. And I can't search the whole internet. But let me think what I have not seen. And I said, I've never seen a guy from Africa in medieval times save a princess or do anything heroic.
Yeah, that's so true.
So
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
No.
So he said, that's something different. And I said, well, maybe I can work with that. And I said, okay, now I need somebody for him to save. Well, it's not out of the question, because there was trade between Africa and Europe for thousands of years, that somebody would come over and want to have a trade route or talk to a king for trading different things from the resources in Africa to Europe and both. So I said, well, let me have a king from Africa come to a European king, duke, or whatever, and bring his family over, which I don't think would be too uncommon when somebody does that. But to ruin the trade route or try to get money, somebody kidnaps the princess. And then the story just writes itself after that.
Nice.
So that's it. Now, the challenge for me for writing is that I'm dyslexic.
Okay.
So if I write too long, I will mix the words up and my grammar will be pathetic. It will be sad. So I was fortunate enough that 2 years into it, I was getting very frustrated because it wasn't writing the way I wanted to be. It wasn't interesting. So I found a really great collaborator in Annabelle, who's from Nigeria, fortunately enough. So I felt that since she was from Africa, she would have an aspect from Africa, not necessarily back from the time, but at least it will be a point of view that I could use. And I collaborated with her for about 2 months, and we were able, thanks to her help and her editing, able to finish the book and put it out. And that I'm really proud of it, like I said, and I appreciate that help for it. And we were able to put it on Amazon, which gives you a resource that you've never been able to have for writers now. And I was just really excited to get it done. Like I said, it's a different story. It's a fun story. It's something enjoyable. And I hope other people enjoy it. And if enough people buy it, I'll continue. And of course, I had to name the main character Chris, because I have to be the hero, even though it's not me.
Hello, it's your book.
I had to. I mean, if hopefully there'll be. I am working on other books now, trying to get them done while I'm working a 40-hour week. But I just want to make sure that I do fun things that people think are interesting and that are fun and enjoyable, because I think I don't want to reinvent the wheel, as I keep on saying. Is He a Hero is not meant to be a complicated high-class book. It's meant to be a guy that enjoys and is fun. And that's also the other thing. You'll see the website realbaddietalk.club. I did that over this weekend when I had nothing to do, and I started making shirts with silly sayings on them. Okay. One of them says, tell your man to keep out of my DMs. Another one was, in my defense, I was only with him for his Netflix password. So they're all silly. So you're laughing, and that's the objective. They're not the coolest shirts in the world, but I think they're funny. And when I was writing these funny things down that were really short, I said, I really should put this out there. And one of my favorite shirts that you'll see, and I tried to put it on top, says, "Don't give me your phone number. Tell me what your credit score is." The girl next to it. So if you go to realbaddietalk.club, and the reason why it's .club instead of .com was because that's what I could afford from GoDaddy. I don't pull punches. It's .com's that's more expensive. I'll take .club. That's it. So I did that over the weekend because I wanted to do something silly. I can't be idle. Baby always says, and the reason why I call her Baby is that one time I called her something else than Baby and she got mad at me. But she actually said that when I did voice to text. She's like, you can't be still. You have to keep doing things. And I said, yeah, I have to keep being creative, building things great. And they don't always work. They don't always work. But at least I try. And that's what I always say, that I try, I put the effort in. I want to do different things and get my skill set. And I also have to I haven't thanked Jesus yet, because I have to thank Jesus above. In October of 2017, I had a heart attack. And I was in the hospital for 30 days and I couldn't work for 3 months. The doctor kept me out of the hospital. And that's how we wound up losing the house and everything else, because it was a chain reaction. But every day I said that I was still here, and thank Jesus for me still being here, that I didn't die. That was heart attack. They were able to cure me, and they were able to, well, not necessarily cure me, but they were able to fix what they could. And I have a defibrillator. So I have Wi-Fi in me, I always say, because
my goodness.
It actually woke me up at 2:30 last night. So I was up from 2:30 to 6 because it was doing a maintenance thing. I called the doctor. I'm like, am I okay? He goes, yeah, that's scheduled maintenance. I go, could you not schedule at 2:30 a.m. in the morning?
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
I have an interview to do. I have things to do today.
Oh my gosh. 2:30. Oh.
It was, I kid you not, it was blinking. I have a little device that picks up the Wi-Fi signal. They can tell my heartbeat, my water. It's so amazing the technology they have that they put in me. It's got a 10-year battery life. So I could change the battery later. But it's like, it's just a blessing that the doctors were able to put in there and keep me going.
Wow.
And like I said, I take nothing for granted after that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I hear you. I hear you.
So I just
Wow.
appreciate it so much, and I appreciate that I'm able to put out the book Is He a Hero? I appreciate that I'm able to talk to you about the book. I
Yes.
appreciate anybody that I can talk to. I appreciate that I put that cute little website out, realbaddietalk.club, that I was able
That's right.
to do that. And hopefully I'll think of more silly things to write, and I'll be able to complete the next book in 2 to 3 weeks and put that up there. I'll
Nice.
be accomplished author of 2 books.
Yes. Woo. Oh man, that's amazing. Tim, thank you so much for tuning in. And Tim says congratulations on getting the
Thank
book
you.
out. He
Thank you.
says it's a good point earlier in the show. And he loves your t-shirt ideas, by the way, and trying is so important. So thank you. If anybody else has a comment, please don't forget to put it there, because we're going to go ahead and post that so that Chris can see it. Man, I tell you, Chris, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you because you've done something that most people won't do, or they say they're going to do, but then they don't do it. What was your motivation in getting this really, I mean, from pen to paper and then out there? And was it scary?
It was very scary. It was very scary because it's the chance of a lot of rejected. My main inspiration was my degree. I spent 7 years in college working nights and weekends and going to school part-time to get a 4-year college degree in English. And when I say I know all the words, I know all the words. And I did it. I graduated, but I never did anything with it. And that I felt I wasn't fulfilling my potential. I do good at my job. I do good at my current job. At least my boss. I hope that they think I'm doing good. But I'm there, and I've been in customer service jobs, retail jobs, answering the phone. I said if there's a phone to answer. So you think about it, from the age of 16 to now that I'm 49, I've spent 33 years working and trying and doing different things in different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But I never did anything with my degree. And I said, I really should write and put a book, because that's what I learned to do. And when I used to write short stories in class, they said, you're pretty good. You're pretty good. You should keep on doing it. And that's why I kept on doing it for English. So my main motivation was I really should write a book, because that's what my degree is. I spent all this time, all this money, all this effort into it. I should do something to show for it.
Right.
And that's when I started thinking about what books are up there and what kind of book I want to write. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't want something overcomplicated, high tone, high educated. I just wanted something simple to start with. And the more I wrote and the more I tried to find different ideas, and I got to tell you, I got 10 different ideas in my head right now, written down the book. You actually said the other day, and this is true. I write 15 things I want to get accomplished every single day. Mm-hmm. Every single day, I write 15 things I want to get done.
That's right. Write it down. Write it down.
You can't do it unless you write it down first. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And writing, and some of those are ideas for books that I have, which I said I'm working on the second one. I'm actually working on 2 different ones, and hopefully they'll come to pass in fruition. But when I was looking for, I said, okay, what is going to be? Because I got to narrow it down. Because you can't do too many things at once.
Right.
You have to narrow it down. I said, okay.
Yes.
I want a story about a hero. I said, I like heroes. That's the one I feel in tune to. I want a story about a hero. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started looking for the hook for the hero and the simplicity for the hero. And it's like any other goal. You got to break it down step by step. Mm-hmm. I said, first, out of all these ideas, what's the one idea I'm actually going to write a book at? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the one I'm going to write. Don't write about a hero. Okay, what do I want to say? I don't want to say much. I just want to say that anybody really can be a hero. When you first meet Chris, he's working in a winery. He's not have years of training. He hasn't had years of exercise. His medieval times, he's not drinking a super potion. He's not going. He's just a guy that works on a winery with his kids. He's a widower. I had to make him a widower because I can't have anybody with his life. But I also was very important to me that he was a father, and a good father at that. So when you first meet Chris in the story, he's just a guy that's working in a winery, taking care of his kids, taking care of his mother-in-law, and his friend Ned comes over and mentions the story, and he goes, "Why are you telling me this story?" He goes, "Well, there's a lot of reward for it, and I feel you can use the money with all the kids around." So his primary motivation to save the princess, besides it's the right thing to do, was to get some sort of income to help his kids. So it was all a noble and thoughtful idea. But like I said, he doesn't start out as a hero, doesn't work out every day, doesn't learn martial arts or anything like that, not a fantastic swordsman or anything like that. But he's a regular guy that says, let me try to help this person, and it might help me at the same time. And then the story just came from there. And that's what I said. And that's really what I wanted to say.
Right.
In the story.
Wow. Now, being dyslexic.
Yes.
What was that like? I mean, the challenge has to be so many different things. What was the biggest challenge that you had being dyslexic? I mean, I don't think anybody really has that, excuse for not doing
other
something.
People could read it. Because if I look at something, I'm looking. Think of that my brain has wires in it, and some of those wires are bent.
Okay.
So when I perceive something, I'm perceiving it differently than you, but I compensate.
Okay.
So I don't realize that when I read something, you're reading it differently. It's like color blindness, like blue-green. Somebody will see yellow, the other person sees green. It's not that they're wrong, it's how they perceive. And the most hardest thing to me about writing the book was I wanted it to be readable. And that was the biggest challenge. If other people have the capability of reading it. Now, there's probably some grammatic errors for the really high class people because I didn't hire like a superior editor in it. But the storyline and the concept of the storyline is readable, and I can read it. Because one time I once had somebody correct one of my papers and I couldn't read it because of all the words and where they changed everything. So the challenge wasn't just that other people could read it. I had to be able to read it too,
right?
Because of my disability. So if I change it so it's perfect grammar, I can't read it. I wouldn't be able to read my own work. And that's hard to get people to understand.
Right. And not only you, but other dyslexic people as well, right?
Right.
I gotcha.
Accessibility was very important with that. That's one of the reasons why it's very short, very to the point, not too much detail. I was reading, because I Google many things, the top 10 books that are considered classics that you can't read. And I'm like, why are they classics if you can't read it? Well, they say this book is really, really hard to read. There's a book called The Regulators, which I actually thought it was me. I tried to read it. It was part of Oprah Winfrey's book club one time years ago. And that book was on the list. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought it was me that I couldn't read it. I thought there was something wrong. But this book is really, really hard for people to read. And I'm like, why is it so popular? If you can access it.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes that boggled my mind. Well, first of all, that list actually exists. And it's like, this book is really hard to read because there's like 20 different characters. Then why is it popular?
Yeah, right.
It was.
Everybody has something that they like. But I love the fact that you wrote it. And you wrote it according to the way you can read it, because a lot of people don't understand that there are people in the world that are dyslexic that need books that they can read.
Right. And accessibility was very important to me. Like I said, it's very short to the point. When I write emails and things like that, I have the shortest email writer on the planet. And I only put one question per email, because if you put two, the person will ignore the one that you really want. I will send 10 emails with 10 separate questions because I do not want any confusion. I want an answer this. It's very specific.
Yeah, I hear you. Wow. So I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
That you wrote your book. What is the name of your book? I know we've been putting it up. I know it's just kind of.
Is he a hero?
Okay. Is he a hero?
Is
Awesome.
he a hero?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I think that this is an amazing feat. I truly, truly love what you've done.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for making people into superheroes
Yeah.
because you're right. I mean, I
Yeah.
watch superheroes and now it's like an action movie. It's like
Right.
they're gun
Right.
ho, they're killing people.
Right. There's actually a line in the book when he first meets the princess. He says, "You can wait here for a guy with good looks and a sword all bloody, or I can save you now." Oof.
I can save you now.
Right. And that's actually a line in the book when he first meets her in the thing. He says, "You could wait for a big muscle bound guy with really good looks and really great hair and a sword full of blood that he stabbed a bunch of people, or I can open this gate and walk you out.
That
It's up to
is
you."
so cool. I love that.
Like,
That's like straight to
right.
the point. It's like, I know
Right.
you're a
Right.
hero.
Yeah.
I can
Right.
just leave you here.
Right. That's it.
That is
Right.
wonderful. I love that. Well, Chris,
Right.
thank you so much. And we
Yeah.
have all of your links in the description and
Thank you.
also underneath down here. So if you guys are watching the video, go ahead and go to amazon.com/DP/B as in boy 0994 WNJNW. Or you can just put his name in and it'll take you straight there. Or you can go ahead and click the link below and it'll take you straight there, wherever you want. But
Right.
just get the book. Is he a hero?
Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. I thank you so much, Chris, man. I'm so proud of you. And
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for your shout outs at the beginning. What kind of advice do you give to those people who are putting themselves down and say, "Oh, I'm dyslexic or I have this disability and I don't think I should write a book"?
That you can. Really, I can't make it more simple. That it's not even, I'm not even saying that you have to try. If you start one page a day, at the end of 30 days, you have 30 pages. If you start one page every other day, at the end of 60 days, you have 30 pages. It's like I said, I write 10, 15 things I need to get done in my life. And at the end of 6 months, I look at those 15 things and I say, this one worked, this one worked, this one didn't, this one didn't. What do I have to change? And I break it down. And like I said, I started with, what kind of book do I want to write? Okay, who do I want to be in it? And like I said, I'm not sitting here saying it was easy. It's not easy. And I'm also not saying that I didn't get help. That's another big thing. Mm-hmm. There are people that think they have to do things on their own. Like I said, if my baby didn't believe in me, I couldn't do anything. If my mother didn't believe in anything, I couldn't do anything. If my kids weren't so good, I couldn't do anything. My daughter is brilliant. She is the best writer. She will outshine me as a writer one day. That's my older daughter. And my younger daughter is brilliant too. Watch her. She'll be the president like 20 years from now. They're both, I'm blessed with brilliant kids. But you need help. Like I said, I collaborated with Annabelle, and it's okay to ask for help. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think, I have to do this on my own. I have to be by myself. No, you don't have to be by yourself. Right. God puts people in your life to help you. Yeah. Let them help you. Mm-hmm. Swallow your pride. Let them help you. Because sometimes you're wrong. I'm wrong lots of times. But the fact is, I can admit that I'm wrong. And I can get the help. And I can say, you know what? You were right. Help me with this. And let's work on this. And that we can get it solved. Yeah. That's really it. Really.
I love that. I love that. Yes, we all do need help. Everybody needs help. There's no one that can do something all by themselves. It's going to drive you up a wall and you're not going to get it done properly anyway. So
it's more important to get it done than say I did it on my own.
Exactly. You're right. You're definitely right. Well, Chris, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I appreciate
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for letting me speak today. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank all the people that helped me out.
There you go.
Really.
That's it. And Is He a Hero is on Amazon. All you have to do is just go ahead and go and type in Is He a Hero? The book will come up. And I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you so much for your comments. We are live. And if you've commented, thank you. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to contact Chris. I am sure he would love to talk with you. And also go to his website, realbaddietalk.club. And also he has another one, and it's on Amazon. So you can just freeze the screen. And then you can go ahead and go straight there. Or just like I said before, go down below and grab the link, or above, wherever you're looking. Grab that link and go straight there and check that book out. And again, thank you so much, Chris, for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me again. Like I said, you're awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you guys. And don't forget to what? Always continue and strive to dare to be different.
I did to be different. I did.